Gabby Barrett, excited for her NKY show, talks new music, Post Malone. More country music star Gabby Barrett has spent the last 6 years growing up in front of her fans. After starring on American Idol in 2018, she has since become one of the biggest success stories in the recent years of the show. Her song I Hope is certified 8 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. The Good Ones is 4 times platinum. I think on Idol I went into it. I loved country music. I loved R&B music as well, so I was doing a lot of figuring out during that time, Barrett told the Enquirer. I knew that I loved country, but I don't think I had my particular sound down yet. I also did not know how to really write songs at the time. The 24-year-old, who is headlining the Merchants and Music Festival in Fort Thomas September 28, certainly knows her sound now. She also understands the songwriting process. Barrett released her second studio album, Chapter and Verse, in February, which she co-produced in full for the first time. She also co-wrote 9 of the 14 songs. In the beginning of writing songs, or even the end, honestly, leaving the writing sessions, you never know what's going to make the record and what you're actually going to cut, she said. It's a really neat feeling to have everybody be able to relate to a piece of your story because it's a piece of their story as well. It's a little bit of a circus. Part of Barrett's personal story over the past few years involves becoming a mother. She and her husband, fellow American Idol alum Cade Foner, welcomed their third child, Ivy, earlier this year. They also have a 3-year-old, Bela, and an almost 2-year-old named Augustine. Barrett has been open about the hectic, yet rewarding, experience of touring with her family, showing fans glimpses into her life on social media. That, however, doesn't even touch the surface. Barrett says she often wakes up in the middle of the night with her 7-month-old, and sometimes with her other 2 children due to the bumpy tour bus rides. It's a little bit of a circus. We look a little crazy at times, but it's so worth it, she said. Getting to bring all my kids with me to work. I know that's a dream for so many people. It's very real. It's very mom, real life on the bus, and then we wake up and do a show the next day. Working with powerhouse country music stars. The single on Barrett's album, Dance Like No One's Watching, was one of the few tracks she didn't write. Country music superstar Luke Combs, who performed 2 massive shows at Paycor Stadium in August, co-wrote the psalm, which touches on a father's love and the wisdom a parent passes down to a child. He sent it to Barrett, and she says she fell in love with it on her first listen. I listened to it, and the first verse and chorus, I just fell in love with everything, she said. I'm such a melodic person, so I love when wording and melody just feel really good. I just go off a lot of feeling when it comes to writing. Barrett said Combs was busy touring when she recorded the song, but he still took time to put his background vocals on the track, which is a strong compliment to her voice. Barrett also co-wrote a song with the legendary Miranda Lambert called You're My Texas. She says she went into the writing session wondering what the two would have in common to write about, and that Texas almost immediately came to mind. Barrett and her family live half the year in Texas, the other half in Tennessee, and Lambert grew up around the same area of the Lone Star State. She was just so nice, so down to earth, Barrett said. You would never guess that she was like the Miranda Lambert based off of just how down to earth she was, which I appreciated because I've met so many A-list kind of celebrities, and that has not been the case, so I appreciate it so much more when they actually are down to earth and just nice human beings. On Post Malone, he just seems like a really solid guy. Since Barrett's arrival in the world of country music, the genre has begun to change. Artists like Bianca and Post Malone, who aren't traditionally country, have come out with country albums. Barrett says she thinks it's neat what music genres are doing right now. Some people are for it and some people are not for it, just like the mixing of the genres, she said. How it's not so straight down the lane like this is country. This is R&B. This is pop. This is rap. People are dipping their toes into different places a little bit, mixing it up. And I think it's so cool. Malone's album, F1 Trillion, released August 16, and it has been well received, sitting at No. 1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart for 5 weeks. He collaborated with multiple legends on it, including Combs, Tim McGraw, Dolly Parton, Hank Williams Jr., Blake Shelton, Brad Paisley, and Chris Stapleton.